concerns which
So
may
page 5,
predate
actually.
December.
Exactly.
Okay.
But it would have to be specific. It can't be.
Well, anything through the
a
interview
witch hunt.
process is
Yeah, and say
specific.
any specific concerns predating.
So I think
Okay.
it's actually on page 5 under scope, where it says expenses incurred December 1, you need to add something there to say if there are specific, whatever your words were.
Exactly, so if you move that, the intent of that motion, we'll work it into the terms of reference.
Okay, rather than doing the full,
We're crafting here.
okay, thank you. So the amendment I'm moving then, Mr. Clerk, is that page 4, terms of reference, item C, be amended to read that the third-party auditor will interview the mayor and members of council initially and identify their concerns which may predate the December 1st, 2010, and the auditor will be obligated to investigate.
Right.
Evidence-based.
Evidence-based. Did you get all that?
Yep.
Okay.
Very good. Okay, so there's a new motion, so this one was withdrawn. I think it's a pretty new one, because did you still keep it with the mayor?
Who's Mr. Birdie running against?
I think there's.
I always thought he was Harkin Walton, so I don't know.
We're amending.
I think it must be John.
I think you're amending on I1-5, section A2.
He was yelling
There's
about
going
both
to
of
be
them.
some added words
He was yelling about both.
specific to following evidence-based.
Investigation.
Investigation be taken further if it goes prior to.
If it predates December.
But then, did you want to remove any words about the comparatives? They're almost different, but what?
Well, I think there's merit in looking at what happened before and what has
So I
happened
think,
after. I honestly think there is,
Okay.
because the debate right now, we hear it going on at the region. Mississauga's saying their code of conduct doesn't work, or at least Pat Sato is. And the
But that
public
doesn't-
believes that our values-based doesn't work, and personally, I don't like our values-based. I didn't like it at the time. I didn't support it at the time, spoke against it, thought there should be rules. So,
But that's
I
not
think
to
there's
do
an
with our
opportunity.
discretionary. That's a different thing. Our discretionary accounts need rules.
So that what you're discussing at the region is not
No.
referring to?
No.
Okay.
It's more code of conduct, value kind of stuff. But
So we can't listen to any more of Councillor Paleshi's jokes at the table? So,
Probably not.
because sometimes
No.
that's the only levity we get.
No,
So Councillor,
I think everybody agrees you have
Okay.
to have the rules when it comes to
Okay,
your
back to
accounts.
this, so that we can
Not-
vote, so that everybody's clear
Yeah.
through the language that the clerk is writing.
so it's set on your council yellow sheets, I1-5, which is also page 5, under section A, part 2, there's been some additional language that will allow further investigation if it needs to be done prior
Okay.
to 010.
And so, Mr. Clerk,
Evidence-based,
what do you
whatever
have?
it was. And then that's the only amendment now, and then the direction to staff is to form a comparison at the end of whatever date
Yeah.
on every time we've changed the rules, or what's the difference in spending.
Between rules-based and evidence-based.
But we already changed the rules so that we have rules again
Well,
when
you've
it
had
comes to our accounts.
$60,000 and you spent $60,000.
Through you, Madam Mayor, you've asked staff to come back with a new policy, and that'll be part of that report.
Yeah,
And
so
then we'll
we've
do a
already agreed we
comparison.
want rules
Yep.
in regards to
So
discretionary
we'll
though.
set out what the difference means.
Okay, so the language, Mr. Clerk?
So, through you, Madam Mayor, as I understand the motion that's before council is to amend, there's two parts. One, to amend Part C
Yeah,
of the
be
terms
part
of
of the
reference
Yeah.
on page I1-1-4, to add at the end of Part C, which may predate December 1st, 2010, and the forensic auditor will investigate.
Okay,
And also to amend on page I1-1-5, Part A-2, to add at the end of that phrase, or earlier as required through evidence-based
thank you,
investigation.
perfect.
Okay, council, you all listen to what Peter said, and Council Moore said perfect that she was moving. Do we have questions, comments, or are we ready to take the vote? I'll go around the board. Councillor Miles, did you have a question on this amendment now?
No,
Councillor Moore, you've spoken. Councillor Callahan, did you have a question on this amendment now?
Well, it actually on the amendment plus what it entails. For instance, if I have a home telephone number. If the phone rings, do I have to say, are you calling the office or are you calling home? I don't have an office number, number one. Number two, if I chose to, or any one of us chose to use the 407, we have to document where we get on and where we get
No,
off.
that's not the policy right now.
No.
The policy is if you request a transponder, you have one and you pay for it out of your discretionary expenses.
Oh, right. But what you're saying, if you take it beyond the limits of Peel Region, you're
No,
then in
no.
breach of your 407
No,
right.
Counselor, nobody said that. What we're saying is, the forensic auditor would say, you've charged 407 charges. Where's the policy around 407 charges? There is none. No further questions. Did you exceed your budget? You didn't. No further questions.
All right,
Then
okay.
in their report to the CAO, they may recommend you should have a policy to govern the use of that or not. And then it's up to this council to say, we need a policy or not. But that would all be outcomes.
I think what's confusing, Madam Mayor, to Bob is that we used 407 as an example of what.
Yes.
It's just an example, we're not.
Because I go to TRCA too.
Because questions have been raised about the use of the 407 for certain members of council at 10 o'clock at night, coming home at 1 o'clock in the morning, when they know there's no council business. But there's no policy
How
saying
do you know?
you ought not to do that, right? So, okay.
That may have been some monkey.
Did we, was somewhere. Okay, council, is that moved? I just want to take the vote on whatever.
I still don't understand that whole thing.
Okay, Toronto, Toronto.
Terms of reference.
TOR stands for Terms of Reference, be amended, Part 1C, add the words. Part 1C, add the words, on C, which may predate December 1, 2010, with forensic audit will investigate. And then if it's supplemented by or earlier of evidence-based investigation. Okay? Are we all clear? All those in favor? That's carried. I'm sorry? Oh. Okay, recorded vote's been called.
Recorded vote on the amendment from Councillor Moore and Gibson. All in favor, please stand to be counted. Showing in favor of the motion is Councillor Moore, Councillor Gibson, Mayor Fennell, Councillor Hutton, Councillor Sprovieri, Councillor Sanderson, and Councillor Callahan. All opposed to the motion, please stand to be counted. Showing opposed to the motion is Councillor Miles and Councillor Hames. Madam Mayor, the motion carries 7-2.
Thank you. And now the final motion is that the forensic auditor be required to complete the work no later than June 30, 2014, and report it to council in public session. And I'm asking that, could we make that part of the RFP, because it has to, would have to be.
Performance criteria.
Yeah, so I put, that be part of the RFP. Okay? All those in favor? That's carried. Okay. This is the main motion. The main motion, council, we're back to the main motion. Let me see what's contradicted now. The staff be directed to, no, we didn't, because we were changing it. See, part 2 is that we hire a third-party auditor. We've changed how. That the third-party auditor report back and provide the integrity commissioner with a copy of the report. So that's still relevant? It's all, okay, I write on here, as amended. All those in favor? There we go. Opposed? Carried. Dare we go to
Several liabilities.
Council, the next item moved by Councillor Hames, seconded by Councillor Sanderson. It's the added item I3-2, joint and several liability reform. It's as printed that the proposed reforms be supported by sending correspondence from the mayor on behalf of council to the Attorney General's office by February 14, 2014. You're send a letter tomorrow. This is the joint and several liability reform. Staff authored the accompanying letter is in the,
It's in the report.
the accompanying letter is in the report. It's written by staff, and you're authorizing the mayor to sign that letter and send it. Somebody in your office will bring it over. All those in favor? Council? It's carried. Next is
Minutes, J1, Counselor Gibson will take them.
Councillor Gibson, planning minutes.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Council, you have the minutes of the February 3rd Planning Design Development Committee meeting. Are there any questions or comments?
Seeing none.
Seeing none, Madam Mayor, I pass them back to you for ratification.
Thank you. All those in favor? Thank you. That's carried. Item J2, that the minutes of the Haste Downtown Creative Economy Round Table of January 21 be received, and the recommendations 01, 02, and 03 in the minutes be approved. It's moved and seconded. All those in favor? Thank you. That's carried. Oh, we're at public question period. Okay. Yes, Mr. Johnson, welcome.
Panel, members of council and staff. Lots happened here today, and the hour is late. And I'd like to say that a lot of the debate that's gone on has gone on for months. And it was brought up earlier today that a lot of time and a lot of energy and a lot of money, taxpayer money, has not been used to the best benefits of the general public. The only thing that's lasted longer than this particular meeting, and I attend quite a few of these meetings, whether it be Committee of Council or here at Council itself, was the Watergate debate that took place earlier this year at the Committee of Council. It took 5.5 hours there, and we're not quite at that point.
Keep going.
So I would like to just make my question put forward for clarification. I understand that we operate at City Council through procedural bylaw. Is that correct?
Yes?
Okay, and as such, it states very clearly that for a subject to be reopened, you need a 2/3 majority vote.
Correct.
So here's the crux of the matter. Is there any reason whatsoever to expect the city clerk to do anything but abide by that procedural bylaw?
Not our clerk. He's perfect.
Well, I'm inclined to agree with great respect. So why is it that
Nothing gets away
stuff
from his eyes.
gets hashed once, and it gets hashed again, and the next meeting it's hashed again, and then it's rehashed? Which is absolutely mind-blowing for the people that sit here that are concerned members of the general public and residents of the city of Brampton. And I'm sure it has to drive you as councilors crazy too. When are we going to streamline the way that this council has operated for the past term? That's my question.
When are we going to streamline?
What is proposed to streamline the process of what has taken place for 3 years of a 4-year term to make sure that you acknowledge that there is a procedural bylaw and that it's going to be adhered to so that we don't continue in the same process that's taking place?
Well, thank you, Mr. Johnson. Let me ask the cooperation of council. Today we've sent everything for forensic audit through integrity commissioners. Can we agree to focus and not bring these matters back on an agenda until the results are out? Can council agree to that? I think that's what you're saying. Why are we going over and over? Can council agree to that? Anybody disagree to that? So from this point forward until the results of the forensic audit, we will not be discussing travel expenses and so on and so forth. Okay, does that help? I'm calling for a little truce so we can get on with the business of council.
Certainly helps, and I
And
think,
when will it all change? October 27, sir.
thank you very much, Madam
With the
Mayor.
inauguration on December, whatever that date is.
Thank you.
And there we go. Counselor Hutton, do you have the bylaws, please?
It's moved by myself and seconded by Councilor Sprovieri that bylaws 38-2014 to 50-2014 before council at its meeting of February 12th, 2014, be given the required number of readings taken by the mayor, the city clerk, and the corporate seal affixed thereto.
All those in favor of the bylaws as read? Thank you, that is carried. Closed session, all those in favor of the minutes and the discussion of 2 items, all those, well, that's been dealt with, but in open, thank you, that's carried. The confirming bylaw is as printed, item U, and all those in favor? Thank you, that's carried. And council, that the council do now adjourn until our regular meeting of Wednesday, February 26th at 1 p.m. or at the call of the mayor. All those in favor? Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day. And we extend our very best wishes to Mayor McCallion, who is celebrating her 93rd birthday in a couple of days. We didn't buy an advertisement on behalf of the city because there's no budget to. So we've sent her nothing, but I've sent her good wishes. I'll be at her party.